Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Virtual Touring Car Cup Season number 2, round number 6, here at the wonderful British classic of Brands Hatch. My name is Chris Buxton, or otherwise known as King-Kodiak, and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Now then, it sounds like we're in the lobby, so I need to hurry up and get on with the show. Right, let's have a quick rundown for those that are new to the series on how this all goes down. 8 events over 11 weeks. We are over halfway through them now. 3 15-minute races, 2 of which have preceding qualifying sessions. We have already done the 60-minute endurance race. That has been and gone. Pro and Am split into separate lobbies, and the commentaries are separate this time. I will not be hopping between them. Thankfully, Mr. Husky over on Twitch is handling the Am side. Excellent stuff there. There we go. So we're on round number 6 now. Just 2 more after this one in the new year. So we'll be seeing in 2021 at Sportsland Sugo. And this is the lineup we will be facing tonight. We have 13 drivers currently with us. So a bit of a lighter grid than normal, but that's to be expected really on the run up to Christmas. We know there's going to be a few people missing from the lineup. That's the championship standings at the moment. Very close between Gillon and Jameson, as it has been all season long. Roy Grassi still hanging on in there in 3rd position. David Moll, bit of a gap 3rd to 4th, but then really close between David Moll, Mark Kelly and Aaron Large. Stu O'Neill not too far behind in 7th, and Jay Daniels 8th. Toby Owen 9, and Jason Powell rounding out the top 10. That's how the Am side looks. As we said, we won't be covering them in this stream. And the Am Championship, not quite as close, but still very close between JP McKinney and Kiki Mack. Finley really was right in there up until last couple of rounds. He's missed, unfortunately, so he's slipped right down to 6th position. Very, very close in the Am standings. Those wishing to see from a driver's perspective, those are the stream links you need for that. Let's head trackside, shall we? Who have we got then? We have Toby Owen, the captain. Oh dear, that's not gone well. Just as I look at Toby Owen, our captain, he goes and has a bit of a moment down there at Surtees, turn number 4. Mark Kelly has not come out on track just yet. Rank dropper, Carl Benson, he is most certainly down there at turn number 4, being chased by Jason Powell. There's Jay Daniels. Where is he? It's been a while since I've commentated on Brands. That's the end of the lap, so coming through Clark to... Is he going to set a time or start his time? Let's see as he comes over the line. He's starting his time. Brendan Van Heeden has been having further internet trouble, so he may well be lost. Oh, plenty of tail going on there. Graham Hillbend, nicely done, sir. Hopefully he is able to stay with it. Championship leader Andrew Gillone is out there. Actually, his main championship rival is not with us, I've just realised. Alex Jameson not here at this. Jason Powell, we saw him, he's chasing Carl Benson at the moment. So he come through Sterling's Bend. Roy Grassi. So, this could really help his championship movements as well. In the Cooper Motorsport branded Renault. And Master Ron, otherwise known as Aaron Large, in the Banana Split BMW. Just 2 of them in tonight's race, I think. Oh, Jameson is with us. I beg your pardon, I didn't see his name. So Alex Jameson is continuing his championship defence. It's going to go down to the wire, isn't it, between these two. I've got some people setting a lap time as well. Maybe not Stu Neal, currently with a 30.2. He's still in 3rd. Wow, top 3 are less than a 10th apart. David Moll is also with us. His stablemate, Mr. Sherwood, is not to be with us. It's a bit of a shame that we have a lighter grid, but that's the way it goes. And on the run up to Christmas, it's to be expected. No, a few people aren't well and have reported in as not being with us. Ollie Rubin, CSCC, Classic Sports Car Club entrant, and also a new participant in the races last week. Sorry, sadly isn't well, so he's not going to be taking part in tonight's race. Also, a few other people have reported not being with us as well. So Gillone at the top of the tree with 130.144. Now, he was not confident that the BMWs were going to do well. He said that before and stormed the field. So we will see how well he is able to do. Oh, Jason Powell has set it up and return to the pits. Still Neil. We haven't seen an awful lot of Still Neil towards the sharper end, and now is a great opportunity for him to do so. He's been chased by Alex Jameson. Oh, we have... Oh, there's Quintin. There is Quintin Overtow. Just as I mentioned him, there he is. Slightly late, but he's with us nonetheless. What does Alex Jameson... Oh, a 29.240 for Alex Jameson. A 29.902 David Moll as well. Great effort there as we see Alex Jameson wrestle that car around Paddock Hill. Then it's a very difficult turn. That one is off camber and blind apex. I have lost many a lap and many a car into the gravel trap there. There was David Moll, our second place contender, going through Surtees. Into Pilgrim's Drop. He is chasing the Cooper Motorsport liveried Roy Grassi. I'm not sure if Slipstream's really going to be an awful lot of help here, because Pilgrim's Drop is the longest straight we have here at Brands. Keep it under control. Well, that seems to be helping David Moll. Just to get out and continue with very sideways. Going through Hawthorne's Bend. There is Jameson, our current pole man. Right on board. Actually, let's go on board with Mr. Jameson. We're coming up towards the tail end of the lap now. That's Sheen Curve, turn number 7. I'm not really sure who that is directly ahead of us, so it's just got a bit of a discussion. I think that's Quintin Overtow, who's just pulled over. I'm out. There's Jameson through. Did Jameson improve on that lap? Pretty mighty already. He did by 400ths of a second, 129.2. Now it's time. Let's have a hot lap then with Alex Jameson through Paddock Hill Bend, sliding all the way with as much slide as he dares. Andrex has jumped up into second position. That's Andrew Gillow, 129.860. Nice effort there in the BMW. Through Druids, down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend. Chucks it in. Wow, that was a lot of slideaways into turn 3. Cooper Straight leading into Surtees. We're not using the Indy circuit, that's what the codes are diverting drivers away from, which would be the McLaren turn, and then into clearways Clark to finish the lap on the Indy circuit. Through Pilgrim's Drop. It's rather soggy down there if you do that one in the wet. Wow, again, really hustling the car through Hawthorns, gets touch on the grass, but it's not going to cost him an awful lot there, as the Derek Winter straight is not that long. Westfield Bend now, Dingledale, and into Sheen Curve now. Really blind apex, you've just got to chuck it in and hope you catch it right. Looked a little bit like he was fighting his car very hard. Wow, again! So much slidey-ways going on for Alex Jameson through Sterling's. Down towards Clearways, and now Clark, the final turn of the lap. Oh, you don't want to be hitting the apex though, he just about holds on. Is he going to improve on 129.2? I mean, it looked pretty rapid on board, and answer is he does not. But wow, Jameson is hustling his car hard. As, that's Jay Daniels facing the wrong way. And gets his car very much out of the way pretty quick. Interesting that Overtow has not set up time yet, and Mark Kelly still hasn't moved. Oh dear, oh dear. Trouble is there for Mark Kelly. Well, interesting that I told the cameraman to look at Andrew Gillow and it found the other BMW of Aaron Larch. Right car at least, but completely, well, right make, I should say. Completely wrong BMW. As I think Andrew's just left the pits. Jay Daniels after that spin still, yet to get a time on the board. He's hustling his car through Surtees. Wow, look at that, 0.6 of a second between Jameson and Gillow. Now, as mentioned, Andrew Gillow last week was saying that he wasn't entirely convinced that the BMW would be so strong. It really was a powerhouse last time out at Dubai. But here at Brands Hatch, he was not so certain, but we will see. But look at that, second, third and fourth, very, very close. Andrew Gillow, David Moll and Brendan Van Heeden. The 4 drivers of Jameson, Gillow, Moll and Van Heeden in the 29s. Steady. Keep that one on the straight and narrow. But again, you come back to Jason Powell and Stu Neal. Stu Neal was third when we last looked at him. That's only 300ths of a second between Jason Powell and Stu Neal. It's just another 4 tenths back to Carl Benson, who is only a 10th between himself and Roy Grassi. So we could well be in some very, very close times now. Jay Daniels, of course, I'm sure he can beat at 152. And we did see him facing the wrong way. It's really easy to do, though, to misjudge Paddock Hill Bend and end up facing the wrong way through Hailwood Hill. Very, very easy to do indeed. Where is Quinton? There he is. Is this the outland or is this the sign lap? As he and his teammate David Moll crosses the line. Is the German going to be able to give Frenchman some help? We will see. The slipstreaming, I'm not 100% certain is that effective here in these cars, but I could well be proved wrong. They're in the prime position to be able to execute it. Mark Kelly remaining in the pits for some odd reason. I don't know why. I don't think anyone was handed a quali ban. Hopefully that's not a sign of trouble for Mark Kelly. Carl Benson is in the pits. He's got time to come out and do some more, but currently he's 7th. Nice midfield effort there, 130.7. Here comes the mighty Jameson over the line. Does he improve? Not yet. Still pressing on though. He's not giving any leeway to anybody. Gillo coming over the line as well. 129.860 his time. Does he improve? Not yet. Aaron Large crosses over the line right behind him. Did he improve? Can't find him in the list. I need to remember what his abbreviation is. Oh, there he is. 131.7 in the banana split over BMW. He'll be chased by Stu Neal, I think that is, behind him. Yep, who's gone up to 5th position, 130.0. Hustling Aaron Marsh coming through, and Aaron's pulled over. He didn't fancy that, much more of that. It's definitely the way to get the most out of these cars is to absolutely chuck it in. Behind him. Brendan Van Heeden's returned to the pits. His day, I won't say his day is done, but he could come out if he so felt like it. Cool. Andy Gillo pushing the track limits. Plenty of sideways going on there. Hawthorne's Bend. I suspect what that invalidated lap time has come about. He may well have pushed it a little too hard coming through Surtees, and he's not relinquished enough time before that timer has expired. Improvement yet from Jameson on an already stonking lap time, and again you can just see we saw pretty well from the onboard shots how much effort and how slidey ways Jameson was getting that Renault. You can certainly see it from the offboard shot there as he was coming through Paddock Hill Bend, all 4 wheels adrift, and again really chucks it in, but the car just does not want to keep that slide consistent. Getting a change around here. Roy Grassi jumps up to 7th with a 30.5. That looked like just a rank dropper right behind him. It is indeed Carl Benson. Trying to pick up a bit of toe. Quinton's just coming over the line. 133.261 his current time. That is Stu Neal, I think. No, that's Stu Neal coming out of the pits now. Oh, is that Mark Kelly coming out? No, it isn't. It is. Oh, it's Jerka. I missed Jerka. I missed him all session. My sincere apologies. Jerka Sterber, a 31.0, and Toby Owen, I think that is, has just jumped up. He is indeed up to 7th place. He's giving it plenty as well. 130.5 puts him up into 7th position. Nicely done. David Moll has remained in the pits. Now his day is done. He will not have time to do anything, and Mark Kelly still hasn't moved. Streamlining is, oh, that's a slight improvement for Jameson. 129.125. Have a heart, man. My goodness, that is an absolutely superb time from the champ. Locks out of it coming into Druids. Does Andy Gillone have an answer? There's Jay Daniels coming over the line. No answer yet from the Gillone. That's plenty of sliding ways coming through Paddock Hill then. It's a braver man than I with the right foot in this car. Now this, I've made no secret in the past, and this is my absolute favourite car in the Project Cars 2 arsenal. So yes, I could be accused of bias, having a bit of a soft spot for it, but he's a much braver man than me with the right foot in this car. Jameson is back in the pits and the checkered flag is out. So 129.125 is the marker that's been laid down. No one within 7/10 of the mighty Jameson. Still only 4 drivers in the 29s, being Jameson, Gillone, Moll and Brendan Van Heeden. Brendan is back in the pits. Where is David Moll actually? He's near the beginning of his lap. Close to the beginning of his lap with Willow. Stu Neal, let's have a look. Where are you? You come from turn 5 by the look of it. Yep, there's Hawthorns. You are chasing Carl Benson. Is that Grassi just gone through the shot? Yep, it is. One Grassi pressing on. Then, if we saw, is Carl Benson. Yerka is under air control. His day is done. Aaron Large is also, his day is done, along with Quinton Joto. Jay Daniels is chasing Andrew Gillone, who was about to finish his lap. All the sideways, that's too much. Oh no, Gillone! Once again, he will accuse me of the commentator's curse just as I cut to him, is when the snap gets a little bit too much. That just shows how hard he was pushing. Stu Neal and Carl Benson coming over the line, and Stu Neal jumps up into second position with that. Wow, I didn't quite see what the time was. 29.686 from Stu Neal. What a great effort there. So Jameson on the front row with a stonking time of 129.125. And then Stu Neal is second. Great last minute qualifying there. And Gillone third, David Moll fourth, Brendan Van Heeden fifth, Jason Powell sixth, Roy Grassi seventh, Carl Benson 8, Toby Obin in 9, Yerka Sturber in 10th, Aaron Large in 11th, Quinton Chauvet in 12th, Jade Daniels in 13th, and Mark Kelly not setting a quali time, so he will start from the back of the field. When our lobby host, our captain Toby Owen, presses the button, and we will move on to the grid. When he's ready. Hopefully there hasn't been a problem. I'm checking for messages. I haven't been told that there is an issue. Still waiting for Toby to press the button. Seems to be a trouble here. I will report back when I know what that trouble is, but I haven't been given any heads up. Not only waiting this long, unless someone has hit that big red button at the bottom. Well, if they have, then unfortunately it is a case of, well, you should know better by now. I suspect if someone has run into trouble, I'm just going to ask Toby if there's trouble. And just as I do that, then we finally move on. Right then, so they have 2 minutes now to decide which setup they're going to run. They can't change anything in the setups. These are locked to default. So they can either run the stable or the loose setup, depending on which their preference lies. James said, we're looking... this cameraman is drunk because that is not Alex Jameson's car. That's Jameson's on the right side of the grid. And this cameraman is determined to look at the even-numbered line. Okay. Looks like we're going to be having fun with the cameras tonight then. So then, can Jameson make good on his front row start? Stu Neal, what a stonking effort there from Stu. I mean, no disrespect, to any of our competitors, but Stu Neal is not normally known for being in second place. And where is Stu? Stu Neal is 7th in the championship at the moment. So, which again is not bad, but again, that is why I was quite surprised. I imagine he was as well, to be on the front row in second spot on the grid. We've got 30 seconds now to ready up, otherwise they will be disqualified. Where shall we watch from? Will we have the usual carnage and chaos into turn 1? Or will everybody be behaved? It's not really turn 1. It's not really Paddock Hill Bend. Well, Paddock Hill Bend can be difficult on the first lap. It's more Druids. That's the big, heavy braking zone of turn 1. Here we go then. Everybody is ready. All 14 drivers have hit the ready button. It is time to wind them up and let them go. And then Stu Neal's got a jump start. And Andrew Gilloon has cannoned off the line to take the lead. Wow, that was actually quite a bad start from Jameson. And a storming start from the Scotsman to fly through to the lead. Oh, that's Stu Neal that's gone a bit wide. And the cameraman's lost. That's David Moll and Jason Powell that have gone past him. And so he's dropping positions. That will give him a penalty. It's, what's he given? A 20-second penalty for Stu Neal for jumping the start. Oh my goodness, side by side with Jason Powell. They come through turn 3, heading towards 4. And look already, Jameson is all over the tail of Andrew Gilloon. Still side by side is Stu Neal and Jason Powell for 4th position. It looks like Stu Neal's just nosing to the lead. No, Powell's having to come back again. Let's just jump towards the front, and there is Jameson on the tail of Gilloon. Several side-by-sides are behind them. But it looks like everybody has made it through. Mark Kelly, I was wondering if he was going to get off the line, but he has managed to do so. Everybody has survived. Jameson is pushing Andrew Gilloon along the road. That's the view from Mark Kelly. It looks like everybody has survived. Excellent stuff. Oh, that's why David Moll has gone a little bit deep. Coming through Sheen Curve. It's such a blind apex, that one on the top of a crest. So I'm not entirely surprised. Gilloon leads Jameson, leads Moll, leads Powell, leads Neal, leads Van Heeden. Everybody is separated by less than 10 seconds. That, in that one shot, is the entire field. Oh dear, I did see someone was having trouble. At the back was Mark Kelly. And, oh no, Mark Kelly and Quinty Jovato have come together. Mark Kelly in the pits. Oh no, whoa, my goodness, that was Roy Grassi getting all the slideaways coming out of Paddock Hill Bend. My word, there was a lot of sideways going on. As he's fending off Toby Owen. And further up the field, there's Powell, he's losing out to, that's Carl Benson that's gone through. So Powell, who was challenging Stu Neal for 4th, and that down into 7th position. Okay, this is going to be one of these races where I cannot simply look everywhere. Oh, a comparatively poor lap from Jameson paired with a good lap from Gilloon has put half a second between them. 15-minute race though, so anything can happen. They're going to be pushing absolutely flat out the whole way. Look at what's going on behind. David Moll has got a lot of headlights staring in his mirrors. Oh, and there's been a change up front. Gilloon, who was slow, coming out of Sheen, I think it was. Oh no, out of Westfield, beg your pardon, through Dingleville. And that's given Jameson the run on him coming through Sheen. I mean, it's a brave place to make a move. This track is not easy to overtake on. Sadly, I didn't see the move. Apologies for that. But Jameson now retakes the lead. Last time, as I was just commenting, there's half a second between them, but Jameson's wide. Jameson's gone wide on Clark, and that's going to potentially hand the lead back to Gilloon. He's got the inside line, and the rain is falling. Okay, I didn't actually expect it to rain. Oh no! Who's practiced in the rain? Oh, Jameson wants the inside line coming up towards Druids. Has he got it? He has, but can he slow it down? He's gone too deep, and Gilloon nails him on the exit of Druids down the hill. Oh my God, my voice is going to die today. As Quinty Jovato sadly is coming to the pits right behind them. Moll has broken clear to Stu Neal. Oh, side by side, that's, I don't know, I think it might have been Van Heeden that was falling through the field perhaps. I'll check in with that in a minute. As Gilloon now continues to fend off. Now, the BMW, Gilloon's always felt, is stronger in the wet than the front-wheel drive cars. Has the rain come to his saviour? Because, wow, did Jameson look like he was hot when the weather was dry. And suddenly, all has changed. But again, we're going to be facing a position where the one part of the track is dry. Oh, big twitch from Gilloon, and he's caught him, but Jameson goes through. Wow, my goodness me, that was great car control from Andrew Gilloon. But now is going to be a time of when they come into pit for the wet tyres. Spray starting to come off the cars again. Oh my word! Who's practiced the wet weather driving? Neither of the top two are coming in just yet, which is a bit brave considering how much spray is coming off those cars. Moll. Powell, Van Heeden. Now we've got several people in, and oh wow, where did Jameson go? Jameson's flown off the road. He's over, and I think he's overestimated how much grip there is. And the cameraman's completely lost. We saw an almighty great slide from, I think it was Jay Daniels, as Jason Powell has just gone past Alex Jameson. Look at this. There's penalties everywhere now. Jameson's got 2, Grassie's got 2, Studio's got that jump start penalty. Okay, there wasn't as many as I thought there were. Gellone is 4 seconds down the road now, but they are tiptoeing very gingerly on these dry tyres to try and just get anything. Look at the amount of people in the pits. Look at that, a very, very busy pit lane, but out in front of everybody is the BMW of Aaron Lodge, as he's nearly wandering off the road already. That's the view from Brendan Van Heeden. That is second to his position in 5th as Jameson goes through. You can see at the top of the shot. Ooh, that was a brave flick there from Van Heeden. Jameson back through to 2nd on Jason Powell. We just about saw that from Brendan Van Heeden's perspective. There is Gillone. Oh my goodness, 3 of the cars we were just looking at are off the road. David Moll is struggling out there. Well, everybody is struggling. Surely anyone that hasn't come in yet has got to this time. Look how delicately Gillone is treating that BMW, wrestling that one into the pits, but in he comes. Now then, will the early pitters have the advantage over the ones that braved it a lap later? Is that Van Heeden's carried on? Brendan Van Heeden has chosen to continue. Brave man, the South African has opted to give it all the welly, son. Get in there. That's a brilliant. It looks spectacular. It isn't fast, but wow, it's flashy. Go on, chuck it in there. And, well, he's for a front-wheel drive car, he's getting the tail to dance. There's Stu Neal. I'm not sure Stu's been in yet. Stu Neal, Roy Grassi. Now, we were looking at Aaron Large, who's fallen all the way down to 13th, unfortunately. He's struggling in that BMW. So Brandon leads. Here comes Stu Neal. There's the pit lane. Is he gonna get Gillone? He does. Stu Neal flies through into 2nd. Gillone now on the wet tyres. There's Roy Grassi giving it all sideways, coming through Paddock Hill Bend. My goodness me. Jameson is behind Roy Grassi. Oh no, beg your pardon. That's Carl Benson he was having an argument with. And back up into 5th position for Jameson. Wow, Brendan, what a brave decision! That's going to backfire though as he wanders off the road. Now the track limit penalties aren't going to be as much a problem in the wet conditions. Look at the amount of mud that's been pulled onto the track. Oh, the sideways. Stu Neal's going to have an easy time controlling his car. So in that shot, Stu Neal, Andrew Gillone, Roy Grassi, they're having an argument for essentially the race lead. Just coming into the shot there was Alex Jameson. Oh no, there's Aaron Lars coming back out of the pits. So did he actually get the wrong tyres on his car? As he's having to wait for... How is Brendan carrying on? Why is Brendan carrying on? Oh my days. No, what he's done, he's taken the gamble that he won't recover the pit stop time in the 6.5 minutes remaining. And hello, smoking puppy, old friend. Good to see you in the chat. Now, Brendan's last lap time wasn't that bad in comparison to Stu Neal. So Brendan may well have the right idea there. It's a very brave. It's risky, but it's worth it. It's worth a punt for these short races. Stu Neal 2nd, Gillone in 3rd, Grassi 4th, Jameson 5th. Further down the field, Janke Sturbo is having an argument with Jason Powell for 7th position. Right behind them, David Moll and Toby Owen are having a good old scrap for 9th as they slide their way through Paddock Hill Bend. Towards the tail of the field, Quincy Chauvetot and Jay Daniels are having a scrap for 12th. Sadly, Aaron Lard very much in the wooden spoon position. Oh, wow. Okay, now a 37 on the board for Stu Neal. Of course, he did that extra lap, so that's actually costing Brendan, 8 seconds that last lap? 22 on the board. Well, in 3 laps, he'll be there. is it enough? That's going to be the thing. Look how delicately Brendan's having to drive his car. I mean, he'll be a hero if he makes this work. Oh yeah, it's still spectacular to look at him though. He's giving it all the slidey ways. This is going to be interesting because Gillo, again, fairly confident in the rear-wheel drive BMW. Isn't at the moment making the moves on Stuart Hill. 46-1 for Brendan last time around. And look at Jameson on the back of Roy Grassi. And the Cooper Motorsports Renault fended off the champion. Well, he will at the moment, but Jameson's got the run on Grassi. Is he going to try and make the bounce on the inside of the Valley Hill? They don't. The offshore discussion with the better mile. Again, 10 seconds out of Van Eden's lead. Potentially 3 laps to go ish. Well, I don't think the gamble's going to pay off this time, but it was a fair try nonetheless. But he's committed to it now. There's no point in pitting now. What a great scramble we've got here, though. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. Locked in this battle. Gillard on the back of Neil. Jameson is hustling Grassi. Oh, and look at that. Gillard sails past Neil as Stu goes a little bit too deep into Surtees. Nicely driven by the second and third Renaults in this back. Oh no, Aaron Large is into this again. I have an argument. I think he's going to fire his pit through. Unless he's hit the wall. Well, he has hit something, but I suspect he's having a bit of a tyre allocation problem there, which sadly can happen. Oh, Kilo, he's gone! Oh, Jameson getting onto the grass. That's never what you want to do in the wet. But Gillo, this is exactly what Gillo wants. He wants Jameson to be stuck behind Roy Grassi's Stu Neil's, because Grassi just touches the grass slightly side by side with Stu Neil coming down towards Clark. He's trying to outbrake the white and black Renault. Can he get it down the Cooper Motorsport Renault on the outside? He's got the drive. He's going to have the outside line for Paddock Hill then. He'll be a brave man indeed if he can pull this off. Jameson's got nowhere to go. He's just going to sit there. Oh, Grassi is coming across a little bit too early. And, well, goodness me, Stu Neil kept his head. And as Roy Grassi cut back across to try and take the inside line for Druids, he then cut the line off for Jameson. Oh, Stu Neil's gone too deep. He's going to lose 2 positions here as Jameson tries to nail the pair of them on the outside line coming down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend. He's got one, but not quite the other. What a fantastic scrap we have got going on. And see, now that time, Brendan only lost 3 seconds. So again, advantage Van Eden as Stu Neil goes a bit too deep. Everybody's picking up penalties as here comes Jameson on the inside line rather. On Roy Grassi, surely that's going to be a simple overtaking manoeuvre, but the penalties will still kick in. And look at this, a lot of penalties. I said earlier the penalties wouldn't really count for much in the wet. Oh, how wrong I was. And through into 3rd position for Alex Jameson. Let's have a quick look at the penalties. It's all the 2s. 2 for Gillo, 2 for Jameson, 2 for Grassi, 21 still for Stu Neil, bearing in mind that jump start penalty he had. 2 for Carl Benson and 1 for Powell, 1 for Jay Daniels, and another 20 seconds. That must be 2 losses speeding in the pit lane. I don't think Aaron Large got a jump start penalty. Oh my goodness me. 1.5 minutes to go until the checkered flag falls. I suspect there's going to be 2 laps to go, and Brendan is doing a brilliant job of keeping this out. Is the rain stopped? The rain has stopped! That's why Brendan is able to get a 37 on the board. I was thinking, wow, he's quick in the wet on these tyres. That's why you can see the dry line is reforming. Oh, Brendan Van Eden, if his internet holds out, has just played the master stroke of the year. Brilliant stuff. Now, Gillo is about 3 seconds ahead. There he is, just going through the shot. And there behind, wow, Stu Neil is now struggling as the conditions go back towards the dry. And they won't have to fend off these, they won't have to fight with these tyres too much. Is Brendan going to try and time it so that the timer runs out before he gets there? He's got 12 seconds behind him. A bit of a risk, but he might want to do it. Let's see. So he's coming through Sterling's now. Let's have a look at Powell. Oh, wow. There's a great battle for 6th position between Jason Powell and Carl Benson. What is Brendan going to do here? It looks like he's powering towards the line. It'll be another lap to go then. Oh no, he's backed off. He's backing off, but he might have left a bit too late. Oh no, he's not going to do it. He did it! Oh, braking to a near standstill. Brendan Van Heeden takes the win in the first race by not pitting for Wes. Gillone second, Jameson third, Grassi fourth. Stu Neal crosses the line in 5th position. With that jump start penalty, he will plummet through the field, unfortunately. There's Carl Benson just about fending off Jason Powell for 6th position. Right behind them is Toby Owen and David Mole. They are locked in their own battle. They're likely to gain a position each because of Stu's penalty, I think. Yep. So they come across the line, or inherit 7th and 8th respectively. Here comes Jakob Sterber. He's going to take 10th. Right behind them is Mark Kelly, who didn't qualify, remember, and no more dropping for Stu Neal. And Quinton Chauvetot taking 12th position. Jay Daniels is going to take 13, and a lapped Aaron Large, oh dear, in 14th and last position. What a race! Well done, Brendan Van Heeden, doing the zero stopper and making it work just. I think if he had crossed the line, he probably would have been able to do the lap without being caught. But even still, that was an absolutely brilliant finish. Please tell me that's who I think it is has joined me. No, it is one of the ones I was hoping to. It was certainly one of the ones. Hello, Mr. Gillone.
Hello. Yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Now, you said last week that you were not convinced that the BMW was going to be so strong here.
In the dry, no. In the wet, it's
were you glad when the rain fell?
No, it should have started right from the beginning. Well, yeah, it's I pitied a lap late. Somehow managed to get away with it. I guess a lot of other people did as well. So, but fair play to Brendan, that was champion.
Well, yeah, wasn't it just?
Yeah, I don't know how he did it. I don't know if he just stayed out in the wet slicks, or if he started on wets, or what. But yeah, masterful. Well played, sir.
Yep, absolutely. We'll come across to you in a minute, sir. But so. Did you know there was going to be rain at some point in the race, or were you just simply hoping for the inclement weather to appear?
Yeah, we were aware that there was going to be rain, but I think everybody assumed that it was going to be in from the start, from green light, which it wasn't. So that kind of put a bit of a spanner in the works. It was going to be my only legitimate chance of an actual win, barring other people having issues. Because the Renaults are just too quick. There's nowhere for the BMW to excel on this track, really. It's quite a lot of high speed, sort of flowing corners, which I've got to slide, which is obviously slower than ideal.
Well, everyone's sliding, in fairness.
yeah, no, that's true. But the Renaults just seem to be able to throw it into these faster corners, and the curbs are not like a minefield for them quite so much.
One last question for you, Mr. Gillone. Your last qualifying lap that ended up with you in the dust, were you
Yes,
again...
let's talk about that. Carry on.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, were you again thinking, he's done it again? He's cursed me again?
No, I was Scandinavian flicking into corners on that one. That was just for a giggle.
I'll take the blame for it nonetheless, because I did look at you.
Well,
just
I'll
at the
blame
point.
you, of course. Yeah. I'm sure it was you, but I'll take half of the blame.
No, normal service is resumed. Best of luck to prove yourself wrong again in race number 2. Thank you very much, Andrew Gillone.
Thank you.
Brendan, you utter lunatic.
I can't believe it myself. I just took a chance. Oh, wow.
Oh, didn't you just? Oh, wow. Well played, sir.
Oh, yeah, look, this is the first time I jumped on the game since last weekend due to the issues I've got with connections and stuff like that. I thought, what the heck, just try it out, just have some fun, enjoy it with the guys. And as soon as I knew the rain was coming, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go out and have fun. Everybody went in, and I thought, let's just, try and put some laps together, get used to the rain, get used to the car. And oh my God, was that so much fun.
Well, I mean, there must have been points where you're like, please grip, please grip.
Stopping gears, trying to pull the car out of the corner. It was just insane, absolutely insane. Then I was having to manage the gap, watching Andrew passing cars. I thought, no, give me some more time. Oh, it was amazing. Oh, it was hectic.
I genuinely thought you were going to hit the line too quickly. With how hard you were braking right at the end, you must have had the same thought.
I thought, you know what, one more lap, I'm probably not going to survive. Let me just try and manage that a bit. And yeah, I thought, let's just stop right there. Yeah, no more laps. This is finish the line, finish the race. Yeah. Oh, wow. Amazing.
I tilt my hat to you, sir. That was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so much. Sure.
May your connection hold, and we look forward to seeing your results in race number 2. Thank you very much, Brendan Van Heeden.
Thanks, Chris.
I'm so glad Brendan stuck with us in that race. That was fantastic. Right, we're just waiting for the few minutes break that the drivers will get in between the 2 rounds. So we'll be back with you as soon as we can. And I doubt it's going to be a dull one, judging by how that race went. My goodness me. Let's see. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be back with you as soon as we can. No sooner do I hit go on the music than we actually load in. Okay, let's see who we've got and where, shall we? Okay, on the front it is Jay Daniels, and we have 15 for this race as well, I just realised. And Roy Grassi. Okay, that should be fun to see. Jason Powell and David Moll take on row 2. Jurkis Sterber and Alex Jameson on row 3. That's a new addition this side. Gary Cooper has joined us for race number 2. He joins Andrew Gillone on row 4. Toby Owen and Mark Kelly in row... That actually looks... The camera's pointing at the pit lane, he's nowhere near. Look! My goodness me. The teammates, Toby Owen and Mark Kelly on row 5. Brendan Van Heeden, our race winner, down there in 11th, along with Quinton Chauvetot on row 6. Carl Benson and Stu Neal on row 7. And Aaron Large at the tail of the field. What is the cameraman doing? At the tail of the field. Right, now the random grid race does tend to throw up quite a few surprises, and well, the weather was certainly a surprise to me, and by the sound of it, it was a bit of a surprise to our drivers as well, if they were expecting it to be there from the start, and it very clearly wasn't, but only lasted a few laps. Wow, did Brendan Van Heeden get that one absolutely spot on. 30 more seconds then for our drivers to ready up, or they will be disqualified. Gary Cooper is one that tends to fall for that. For some reason, he tends to have trouble. Now, whether it's he has a technical trouble or the game just decides he's not going to race, who knows. But this time he will be with us. Right then, race number 2. It is time to wind them up and let them go. Who is going to be bravest on the brakes? Oh, that's a slow start from Jay Daniels. It was a decent one from Powell. Lots of shuffling further back as Jay Daniels goes through into the lead. Grassi second, side by side. Oh, there was impact between Powell and maybe Grassi that he bounced off of. But Daniels leads, Powell leads, Moll leads, Grassi leads. Wow, goodness me! Another one of Gillone's absolutely storming starts. And again, I think Jameson must have bogged down again because he's just been absolutely mullered off the line. He had trouble with this before. Oh dear, there's someone knocking up. Very well with Roy Grassi on the inside line, carrying through Surtees. Into Pilgrim's Drop now. Here we go. Daniels, Powell, Moll, Grassi, Gillone, Jameson, Gary Cooper up into 7th position. Oh, Powell, have a look at the inside. Oh, that's brave. In the dry. Hawthorns. Oh, you need to be you'd have basically done the move well before then. But look at this one. Looks like everybody has survived again. That's the view from Aaron Large. Looks like everybody, all 15 competitors, are making their way around. So no major incidents just yet. Van Heeden is up into 8th position. He's just overtaken Sturber. That is Gary Cooper that's going for a bit of warm mowing as Jason Powell has managed to overhaul Jay Daniels for the lead of the race. But look at the jostling going on behind this. Jameson having a look on the outside line down towards Clark. But he wants to come back underneath Gillow. Oh, he's got the run. He's got alongside. Gillow's got no one at the moment. He's got the inside line heading towards Panic Hill Bend. Lots of braking, lots of sliding ways, penalties going on the board, and someone flew off the road. Oh, Jameson's lost the spot. He couldn't actually maintain it. Gillow still side by side with it, going into Druitt. Jameson with the science online gets a bit of a punch in the face from the BMW. Gillow's still there. He's all kind of squiggly on the way down the hill and just about fends off the champion as they come through Graham Hill Bend. Oh no, that's Roy Grassi that's slow. He's not going to be side by side. Gillow's gone through. Cam Jameson did the same on the outside of Surtees. Gillow signed that perfectly. Wow, goodness me, this whole pack is just completely condensed. Let's jump on board with actually. That's the view from Gary Cooper just behind Anders Jameson. Tries to do the outside maneuver coming through Hawthorne. Wow, Gillow was wide. Oh, Jay Daniels is slow. He's going to be mugged by both of the Cooper Motorsport cars if he's not careful. Oh no, Gary taps the back of his teammate. Oh, Jay Daniels is in trouble. Both of the Cooper Sport cars have gone off. Oh, Gary Cooper has had a huge incident there with his own teammate. Oh no, oh no, that's never what you want to see. But up front, Powell leads Mole, leads Gillow. And then there's a bit of a gap, about 1.5 seconds back to Jameson. My word! Absolutely crazy stuff going on. There's Brendan Van Heeden, race winner from race number 1. Mark Kelly to his right. As Jason Powell's just got himself a penalty. It looks like Brendan's got the move done. He has indeed. He's ahead of Mark Kelly. He might want to be involved in that one. Lots of sliding ways going to the third one. Just about holds on to it. Lots of shuffling going on. That's Jay Daniels fending off Carl Benson, who in turn is fending off Jürgen Stammer. He's having a decent run. Oh, everybody sideways. Oh no, is Quinton Jovito in trouble? Yep, Quinton Jovito's in big trouble. He's miles off the road, and that's a big lag moment for him. Gary Cooper has been caught up in that one as well. Not a lot left to Gary Cooper's car. Stu Neal down in 13th position, chasing Aaron Large and Roy Grassi. Look at this lot. View from Mark Kelly. You can see already ahead of us Jay Daniels, Carl Benson, Jürgen Sturber and Brendan Van Heeden. Disappearing from this group. Green car at the top of the shot is Alex Jameson. Towards the top though, look at that, the top three. Jason Powell, David Moll and Andrew Gillow. Keep that one on the road, Andrew. They come through Sterling down to complete another lap. Cruising between the BMW and the champion. Oh, Stu Neal now adds his name to the penalty board. But James is now completely free of pressure behind and the cars in front. He's looking good to try and set the times alight. Oh, Jameson trying to get the inside line on David Ball as they come through Panic Hill Bend. He's going to have the inside line for Drews. That should be a relatively straightforward pass for the BMW. Still chucks it in sideways for a good measure. And that is second position for Gillow. Oh, that's Jay Daniels falling through the field. Stamber's gone through. Brendan Van Heeden's gone through. Although Jay Daniels looking at the inside line of Brendan Van Heeden. No, doesn't get that particularly done. He's checking on Anders Jameson. If his car had been damaged, looks okay. Oh, look at this. David Ball on the back of Gillow, on the back of Powell. The top three separated by half a second and no more. Powell's gone loose! That could have been nasty, but both Moore and Gillow navigate that one successfully. And David Marley is nailed to the back of the BMW. 2 positions lost for Jason Powell, but he's still right in there. His one mistake has cost him the lead and second position with the podium 3 battling on. There's Jameson trying to get involved in this fight as well. Gillow now needs to just run off into the distance. I did say he was going to prove himself wrong, and he's doing exactly that. Gillow, Moll, Powell and Jameson. All 2.5 seconds apart. The top three less than a second apart. Now the BMW really stretching his legs as Jason Powell looks to try and make an outside manoeuvre on David Moll coming into Paddock Hill Bend. BMW sideways, Jason Powell sideways, David Moll just keeps it on the road. Here comes Powell, he wants to try and get alongside coming into Druid. The more they fight, the more they're going to bring Alex Jameson into it. They bounce off one another. Moll just about defends second position. Checking further back, there's the view from Mark Kelly. Now leading this pack is Carl Benson in fifth position. Brendan Vermeer in sixth. Jurgen Sterber 7. Jay Daniels has followed away. Mark Kelly in ninth. Behind them, Toby Owen and Stu Neal having an argument for 10th place. There they are. Wow, again, lots of sideways for Toby Owen. Roy Grassie's just got his name on the penalty board as well. He's fending off Aaron Large. Jumping to the top, well, really is top four now. As Andy Gillow really getting into his stride. Moll is defending for all he's worth against Jason Powell. With Andy Jameson doing what he can to destroy the gap between himself and that warring duo. Look at the skies, really don't look great. So the weather could still play a part in this. Of course, we're over halfway in the race now. Well, that was halfway in the race, I should say. If the rain falls now, I doubt anyone's going to pit. So we will be skirting around on dry tyres and wet conditions if the rain falls. So that could still happen again. Yes, these battles still going on. Toby Owen is fending off Stu Neal for all he's worth. That's hanging on to that top 10 position for the captain of the show. All the slideways going on. Jameson is catching this warring pair of David Moll and Jason Powell. Have a good look at the penalties. 4 seconds from Powell, 6 for Jay Daniels, 3 for Stu Neal, 2 for Roy Grassi, 2 for Gary Cooper. So both in the Cooper Much podcast picking up 2-second penalties there. So that is going to influence how they finish towards the end of the race. But Jameson is taking huge chunks out of the gap between himself and Jason Powell. I'm surprised to see. Continues a little bit of a lock up there from Moll. It was either Moll or Powell. Locked up there. Let's jump on board. Roof camera on his Jameson's. He's hunting down Jason Powell and David Moll. Oh, Powell goes for the inside line into Sterling's. More overspeed to do that. Here comes Jameson. Now he's going to completely change the game plan for Jason Powell. Can't just focus on Moll ahead of him. Here we go, three-way fight now for second place. Moll goes stays to the racing line. Jameson looks to the inside line, coming towards Paddock Hill Bend. And Powell slams the door shut. This is an advertising board, he's in the wrong place in the gravel trap. Here comes Jameson, who wants the inside line for Druids. Jason Powell can't shut the door, but Jameson can't quite get his car alongside. Again, I wondered if he was going to look at the inside line for Graham Hill, but can't get very quickly on him. Can't quite get that one done. Now this is interesting. Toby Owen and Stu Neal have swapped round, but they've caught the back of that trailer. So that's now Jurgen Sterber. Oh, someone like that. Jurgen Sterber now leads this battle, so I haven't really had a chance to look at it. Oh, wow, that did look like Brendan Van Heeden got a bit of a punch in the face there from Carl Benson as they came out of Surtees. Great scrap here, look at that. Jay Daniels is fending off Mark Kelly as well. But I want to keep an eye on this battle for second position as Jason Powell was slow and through into third position with an easy overtake in the end was Alex Jameson. Now he's got David Moll to deal with. 4.5 minutes for the race to go. Slide through Sterling's. Jameson does not want to let Andy Gillow dance off into the distance. There goes the Scottish flavoured BMW. As the German and South African continue to fight for the second spot on the podium. Powell's not far behind, but he does have the a penalty on the board. Jameson's forced to the outside line coming into Paddock Hill Bend. Can't capitalise on it, although he's got a bit more speed than David Moll coming down the hill towards Druids. It's going to be forced to the outside line though. That's not really going to yield anything, and indeed it doesn't. Mole holds on to second position from the advances of Alex Jameson. Plenty of battling going on further down. So I do want to look at, but David Mole's doing a brilliant job of fending off Alex Jameson, defending exactly where he needs to, but he's too slow coming through Surtees. Alex Jameson just dances around the outside. He has got ahead, but has David Mole got anything in response? Yeah, still side by side as they're coming up into Hawthorne's butt. Jameson's going to have the inside line down in second place as the champion, but he's got 3.2 seconds to close in. 3.5 minutes with which to do it. 3 laps. Well, it depends how much time they have. No, there'll be 2 laps to go. If they were about to cross the line, you may have squeezed the third one out. But no such luck. Now Jason Powell is on the back of David Mole. Jameson will want Jason Powell to get involved in that. We will see how that transpires. Let's just jump back to this battle. There is Tony Owen now in the 11th position. Now Jay Daniels now ahead of him. Stu Neal has gone up again. You see all the jostling going on. Stu Neal's just moved up into 8th position from Mark Kelly. Almighty great scramble. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to watch an awful lot of it. As Brendan Van Heeden gets his name on the track limit penalty board now. Jürgen Sterber has lost that 5th position to Carl Benson along the line somewhere. Penalty check. 4 for Powell, 4 for Benson, 2 for Van Heeden, 2, 3 for Stu Neal, 7 now for Jay Daniels, 2 for Toby Owen in that top 11 pack. Oh, big slide for Jürgen Sterber right behind them. Van Heeden is fending off the advance of Stu Neal, but Van Heeden's gone onto the grass and through to 7th for Stu Neal. They are teammates, so Brendan may want to be opting not to find it too hard, but that could keep the run for Mark Kelly to have a go. And not quite, he does look like he's going to fend off Mark Kelly. Jay Daniels, maybe going to get a shot side by side with Toby Owen. Coming down the hill, Owen on the outside of turn 5, but can't get it done. Jumping back up to the top. Well, Jameson is detached himself on this battle again. Jason Powell looks for the inside line coming into Sterling, but cannot get it done. Powell's got the pace, but he's never past the ball. 1 minute 20 to go before the checkered flag falls, and so we are on our last lap now. Gillo's just started that one. Just needs. Oh, and a sportsmanlike conduct warning for Toby Owen. Yes, I think it's just giving him a track limit penalty. He's just decided to add unsportsmanlike conduct, which is would be highly unlike Toby Owen. In fairness, a lot of penalties across the board though. It just shows how hard people are having to push. Jameson 2, Mole 3, Powell 4. Powell still trying to dislodge David Mole from that last podium spot, and it may well all be in vain anyway, because Jason Powell rather does have that big penalty he's carrying. Just jump further down. There's Brendan Van Heeden on the back of his teammate Stu Neal. He's on the back of Jürgen Sterber. He's on the back of Carl Benson. Always fight going on there behind him. Mark Kelly has dropped off of that particular battle somewhat. Jay Daniels still fending off Toby Owen. Behind them, Roy Grassi and Aaron Marsh. Still in their fight for 12th. It's taken them now for us to form into any kind of rhythm. Checkered flag is about to fall. It's a 2-second gap between Jameson and Gillo. The checkered flag is out. No heavy braking required. And Jason Powell has made it past David Mole, but it's going to be academic. Your winner for race number 2. It is the flashing light. It's well deserved, sir. It is the BMW of Andrew Gillo. Second is going to be Alex Jameson. Inherited third, David Mole. Fair play to Jason Powell for securing that position on track. Carl Benson chucks his car over the line, but now all the penalties apply, and the position gets shoved around. So 5th for Jürgen Sterber, 6th for Brendan Van Heeden, 7 Mark Kelly, 8 Stu Neal, 9 is Carl Benson in the end, 10th was Toby Owen. Jay Daniels in 11th. There is Aaron Clark following home a very battered Roy Grassi. And well, talking about battered, there's the other Cooper Motorsport car of Gary Cooper. Oh no, Quinton Chauvetot is still going as well. They've had, certainly Gary's had a fair share of incidents. We saw that early on. And Quinton's still picking up track limit benefits, unfortunately. That car must be horrid to drive. Well, Gary Cooper not giving up. Quite why he's braking now, I don't know. Unless he had insult to injury and ended up with a track limit warning. Slidey ways for Gary Cooper as he comes through Clark. Finally, Quinton Chauvetot, last car on track, will cross over the line. What a race. Once again, race number 2. Well, all races are generating some fab stuff, but with the random grid element as well. This race didn't disappoint, though. It's win for Gillone, 2nd for Jameson, 3rd for David Moll, 4th Jason Powell, 5th is Jack Sturber, 6th for Brendan Van Eden, 7th rather, is Mark Kelly. Stu Neal in 8th position, Carl Benson 9, and Toby Owen rounding out the top 10. Jay Daniels 11, Aaron Large 12, Roy Grassi 13, Quinton Chauvetot 14, and Gary Cooper dropped because of a 52-second penalty apparently to the tail of the field. Who has jumped in the box with me this time? Guten Abend, Herr Moll.
Oh, I missed that so much, hearing that from you. That feels good to hear. Guten Abend.
It's
Guten
about
Abend.
all I know, I'm afraid. It was very many years ago when I studied German at school, but what a race! Well done, great podium.
Oh, yeah, thank you. It really added ups and downs, and I'm so happy that I got it, even in the end, if it was with penalties. But, man, I have no idea how those top two are driving. I just can't keep up with them.
I know that feeling all too well. I've watched Mr. Gillo many a time and still cannot fathom his pace. But wow, I mean, that fight with you and Jason Powell just seemed to go on forever.
It felt even longer. Yeah, Jason, that was, first of all, excellent fight in the end. It, of course, sucks that it went down to the penalties. I wish I could have beaten you on track as well, but in the end, here we are. And yeah, that was an absolute awesome battle.
Oh, that was absolutely wonderful. Was this a track you were looking forward to? Is it? Were you quite confident on your pace for Brands, or again, is it taking it as it comes?
That's hard to say. I didn't really look forward to this track, to be honest. But turns out I'm actually rather good at it, which surprised me, to be honest. It really didn't seem like the track, but it seems to suit me, and I'm quite surprised with that.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Dankeschön, Herr Moll, and good luck for race number 3. Thank you very much, David Moll.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, sir. Jason Powell, we don't often get you in the box, sir, but a great pleasure to have you in here. What a fight, sir. It was a shame you inherited the penalties you did, because, God mighty, were you making David work for that.
Gutted, absolutely gutted. I got the penalties so early on as well. Whilst I was in the lead, I had made a couple of mistakes and come off, and I tried to slow down, but I knew as soon as I would, David would just overtake me anyway. I did actually slow down for one penalty because I didn't want any more seconds added on. But yeah, it was a good battle though. Absolutely fantastic battle. Definitely fun. I feel like I've already done like 3 or 4 races. So,
and you still have another to go. Now your season's been very mixed, but generally when it comes together for you, it's absolutely electric.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I love Brands anyway. It's probably my favourite one anyway in real life. So I was really looking forward to this one. But do you know what? I've actually had chance to practice this track. I think that makes the most difference. I know that like the guys at the top end, so Alex and Andrew, are on it 24/7 practicing, and it shows in their pace. Whereas, I don't get a lot of time. So this week I made sure that I actually had a lot of time to practice. And yeah, just annoyingly, I can't string it together for a lap, but we'll see.
You're talking my language. I feel your pain immensely. I honestly do.
It's awful.
So where are you hoping to be in the pecking order for the final race of tonight?
Well, I mean, like I said, I've been practicing this week, and on the timesheets, I'm only slower to Andrew by a 10th.
Wow.
So I was kind of hoping that I was up at the sharp end, but yeah, qualifying for the first race didn't go well. Just the car seems really, really slippery at the minute. I think it's obviously the track temperature is completely different than what I've been practicing on, which doesn't help. But yeah, hopefully at the sharp end, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, good luck for it nonetheless. We'll hope to chat to you again. Thank you very much, Jason Powell.
Thank you very much.
Right. It doesn't look like anybody else has come to join me, which is absolutely fine. They don't need to. So we'll kick on the music again, and we'll wait for race number 3. As I say, in between each race, we do tend to give the drivers a few minutes breather after kind of that much of an intense sprint race. I think we all need it, not just the drivers. But I look forward to it nonetheless. Don't go anywhere. Race number 3 is going to be good. I have absolutely no doubt, judging by what we've seen so far. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you as soon as we can. It did it again. As soon as I hit play, we had trackside. Oh well. I wish that was more reliable. I was, if I just hit play and suddenly something happens I was after. Right then, 15-minute qualifying session for the final race. We have 16 with us because we've been joined by Australian Brendan James. Glad to have you back with us, Mr. BMAC. And wish best of luck for this final race of the night. Right then. Who's come out early? Looks like Brendan's come out early. Yes. First winner. Almost winner, Jason Powell. Or almost podium scorer, I should say, Jason. Well, hopefully Roy won't tackle it with his teammate again. It was a hell of a crunch. Quentin. Nope. No, he's still very much in his bits. Most people have come out pretty early on now. The weather does look much clearer. Again, now Jason was alluding to this, that the practice temperatures were very different to what we're racing on circuit. But with the sun now out, this is going to favour some people. I just love seeing Andrew can just slide that BMW seemingly effortlessly. I'm sure he might have a few things to say. Chasing either Grassy, well that is Grassy, he's chasing. Well, Brenda's one of the ones ahead. Someone is right in the tyre tracks. Brenda, what are you doing? I thought it was Sherberton. Oh dear. That's not how you take Clark. It could be, well, I don't really know what happened. Oh dear. Jay Daniels has tripped over Brendan James. There's one of the BMWs just went past. Jason Powell, plenty of sideways. Lots of tyre smoke as he's gone past. I think it's Gary Cooper. Where is he? Here he is. Gary's staying very much out of the way. Who's going to be first to get a time on the board then? That's followed Jay Daniels through. Let's see how he does things. That's what it looks like on board when you're giving him plenty of sideways. That's Brendan James. He's getting on the way, which he does. Very nice. Oh, that's too deep into the birds that wrestle the car around. Down the hill for Brown Bell Ben. Down number 3. Nice and early. Interesting season for Jay. Season 1 seemingly went a lot better for him. Then in the off-season we had the Clio Cup, which it was actually myself and Jay in line for the top spot. Unfortunately, as I had an internet failure, that's why I can relate to what Brendan feels like a lot of the time. I dropped out of a race, so Jay Daniels, not saying that was the only reason Jay won, because he was consistently quick in that Clio Cup, but this season was not really successful. Or anywhere near as much success as he had last time out. First one on the board is Stu Neal. A 34-1. Rory Grassi gets a 31-4 on the board. David Bond with a 35. Oh, he was slow momentum, wasn't he? These are fairly... Well, I was going to say these are fairly irrelevant times. The 29-4 crops up from our Andrew Gillone, who's now got a whole face full of traffic. That's not what he wanted. Aaron Large, the other BMW, with either Stu Neal or Brendan Van Heeden, following one of the Cooper Motorsport cars. Well, there's Gary Cooper. He's the Cooper Motorsport car we were just referring to. I suspect that's Stu Neal because we saw Brendan catapult into the wall, and oh, Jameson, a 29.192. Well, the warmer temperatures, well, I'm assuming the temperatures are pretty warmer because the sun's out. Already yielding some tasty results. There's Brendan James. 792. I know he's a newcomer to the series, but I think we can safely assume that's not a representative lap, although he's arguing for something. His car's a little bit rearranged. There's Jason Powell slowing down, and he still hasn't got a time on the board yet. As Gary Cooper comes past him, starts to wind it up through Clark Curve. He's chasing Jürgen Sturber, but not close enough really to influence one another. Jason Powell getting underway. Is that Carl Benson behind? No, that's either Mark Kelly or Toby Owen. No, it's not Toby Owen. It's supposed to be Mark Kelly then. Wow, Stu Neal again putting in a strong qualifying performance. 29.778 was in third. Jürgen Sturber. Well. Jürgen seems to be going from strength to strength in this season. Joined us a couple of rounds in rather. Drives rallycross cars, if I recall, in his native Czech Republic. Mark Kelly, that's a decent effort there, 130.3, although just a country. I think it was him that was doing some lawn mowing there on the outside of Surtees. Roy Grassi currently in 6th, David Martin 7th. His qualifying not going quite his way. Still plenty of time to do something about it. British Overtone back in the pits. Carl Benson out there being chased by one of the Cooper Motorsport cars. Lots of slideyways. The way that these cars are typically driven. It really is the best way of getting the best out of them. And a 31.5 puts Carl Benson 9th. Oh dear, that's a lot of argument going on there. Mark Kelly is dragging along either Gary Cooper or Roy Grassi. Which one is it? It's Gary Cooper. Gary. Oh, Jason Powell up 1:34.9, so this qualifying is not going well at all. Still. Brendan up 4th with his shattered car, and that will actually be fixed. It just doesn't look it from our perspective with a 29.7. Okay, he's still being chased by Gary Cooper. There's Jason Powell pulling over at the top of the shot there. Oh, I just found someone. That's Jason Powell, who's still slowing down. That is part of the problem. Oh dear, well, Aaron Large has had a big old argument with something at some point in the qualifying session. That's part of the problem with the track like Brands is that it's not always easy to find a decent amount of space to get to find the space you need to get a decent quality running. Of course, the bigger the grid, the harder that becomes. There's Jameson through turn 4. And Mr. Gillone. He's being chased by Brendan Van Heeden. Oh, again, lots of, oh dear, that's a lot of damage, or visual damage at least, on the BMW from Gillone. Does he improve though? 29.444. No, he's improved it, I think, since I first saw him get into the 29s. He's now on a time lap. That is what he would be looking at had the damage drop in Rebecca. I suspect it has been, because I can't imagine. Oh dear, that's side of the Toby Owen or Mark Kelly getting very much out. Which one was it? It wasn't Toby Owen, he's just crossing the line. Does Toby improve if we're looking at him? Nope. So it was Mark Kelly, who's got the 5th position with a 30.181. Buxton very dutifully jumping out of the way of a charging BMW. As Andrew Gillane comes through, turn 5 now. On his time lap, wow, whatever incident he's had, he's damaged both the front and the back. Oh, Brendan James! A 30.156, he's here in 5th position. That's a stonker, sir. Well done. Into Sterlings for Gillo. Chased by Brendan Van Heeden. I'm assuming it's Brendan Van Heeden. Yes, it is. Whoops, that didn't go well for Chauvetot. Does Andrew improve? He didn't. Still 29 treble for his time. He's pressing on nonetheless. And Brendan's back in the pits. 5 minutes to go of the qualifying session. There is Brendan with that amazing visual going on. Where is Quinton? He hasn't set the time yet. That's Jameson ahead of us. He's just giving himself a bit of space. There is Brendan flying up behind him. So that, I don't think I would have put Brendan off and off. Oh, beg your pardon, that's not Brendan. That must be Stu Neal. That's the disturbed. That's Stu Neal. Who was that that flew past Quinton? Someone is wearing Quinton's. Oh, it's David Mole. What am I talking about? What am I on about? Not representative time from Quinton. Oh dear, as he's having an argument for track space with Brendan James. Oh, Jameson at 28.7. 128.760 for the champion. Wow. Talk about obliterating the benchmark. Once again, just like in race 1, he's set an absolutely storming qualifying. As we see Gillo slide the BMW through Clark Curve. Does he improve? 29 treble 4, 2nd position. No improvement there. Continues on his merry way. Stu Neal's just crossing the line, but very, very slowly. He's the black and white one on the inside line. Jason Powell has just crossed over the line. That wasn't Jason Powell, that was Jay Daniels, I beg your pardon. 4-1-1 in 12th position. Toby Owen and Gary Cooper have returned to the pit lane. Got time to come out again if they tell me, which is what Toby Owen's doing. And Gary Cooper. And Carl Benson has jumped back into the pits. Season 13 race 1:31.522. Doesn't. Oh, I was just about to say, it doesn't look like he's in a hurry to come back out, but out he comes. Which we have a look at. Let's have a look at Brendan. Both Brendan and Andrew Gillane. Oh no, Brendan Van Heeden's overcooked turn 5. He's overcooked Hawthorns, which is very, very easy to do. He's got one more chance realistically to improve on his already good, amazing 129.793, which puts him in 4th position with Brendan James. He wasn't with us for the last 2 rounds, so the last 2 races of the night. 6th in 5th position with 30.156. 300 behind him is Mark Kelly. For one reason or another, didn't qualify in race 1. Started from the back, finished in 11th. I can't remember where he finished in race 2. Set for a strong start, nothing else. We see Jay Daniels cross the line. Improvement in time, but not position for Jay Daniels. 1:31.867. Wow, look at that. From 5th through to 12th. All in the 130 and something. My goodness. 3 cars in the 130.8. Toby Owen, Jay Daniels and Aaron Marsh. Very nicely done indeed. David Moll. Podium in race 2. Turn a bit uncomfortable coming through that final turn. Jürgen Sturber is leaving the pits, although he's not going to leave it quick enough to be able to sit another time. David Moll pressing on, still in 7th with 132. 129.224 now for Andrew Gillane. So he did improve at the time, but not in position. Presses on nonetheless. Oh, the slidey waves coming through Sheen. Sterlings. bit of lawn mowing on the outside of Sterling's Bend. Cost him a little bit. Half a tenth perhaps. Chucks it into Clark. Does he improve? 129.224. Currently second. One more chance after this. No improvement for Andrew Gillone. Brendan Van Heeden's return to the bits. His day is done. 129.793 remained his best time. He will start no higher than fourth position. Several people crossing over the line. Just doing it improve. Not very sore. Brendan James still in fifth position. Mark Kelly in sixth. Someone pulled over, and that's Mark Kelly building some sandcastles out on the gravel trap on the outside of Paddock Hill Bend, and that is his quali done. There's Toby Owen then, with just Mark Kelly bid it. What does Toby Owen improve? 130.854, seems to be 12th. Does he improve? In time and not position, 130.6, and there was a change as David Moll up to 5th place. Another in the 29s, 29.961. Checker flag is out. Jameson is in the pits. Gillone is still circulating. Oh, that got a little bit lively. Stu Neal's jumped back to the pits. He was starting on third with a great effort there, 129.631. Oh, tyre smoke there from Gillone's car. I think he's just out there having some fun. Yeah, that wouldn't have helped him. He's just having a giggle now. There's David Moll still going. So he did start his lap before timer expired, and that's probably expired. Probably will invalidate his lap. That looked a tad wide. Yep, and he's returned to the pits. Roy Grassie's continuing, being chased by Toby Owen. Aaron Hard is still out there along with Quinton Choto and Gary Cooper. Oh, Toby Owen's binned his lap. And that's him back to the pits then. Number 42 is parked it. Looking under the stand. Not a great way of taking that one. And he's retired that one. So just Aaron Large and Gary Cooper then. And Aaron Large is just having a bit of fun now. Can't blame him. Why not? So then, at the tail of the field is Gary Cooper. Gary wasn't actually going to be joining us tonight. We're glad to see that he has. Cross over the line. Does he improve? He does. He jumped up to 15th position, dislodging Quinton Jovito. Right, it's Alex Jameson and Andrew Gillone. I think we've said that once or twice before on the front row, but it is advantage Renault this time. Stu Neal, again, another strong qualifying for the Brit, alongside the second of our South Africans, Brendan Van Heeden. Then David Moll and Jason Powell on row 3. Brendan James qualifying in 7th, as they just jumping into us through midway through the evening. Great stuff. Mark Kelly in 8th, and then Jurgen Sturber and Roy Grassie take on row 5. Jay Daniels and Toby Owen row 6. Aaron Large and Carl Benson in row 7. Gary Cooper and Quinton Jovito bring up the tail of the field. Usual thing then, 2 minutes for our drivers to decide which setup they're going to run. Then hit the ready button if they're going to grab a drink or a very quick comfort break, then now's the time to do so. And then our final 15-minute race of the night. And what races we have had. Absolutely amazing stuff. And I have no doubt this one will be just as lively. That dreaded cold is starting to come back on me, unfortunately. But the show must go on. Right. 1 more minute and not needed. Here we go then for the final time of the night. For our pro contingent, it is time to wind them up and let them go. And it's an absolute screamer again from Gillone. And another slow one from Jameson, although not as bad as the field behind him. Stu Neal fending off the entire world, it looks like, behind him. Holding on to third, and he would fall off it. Oh no, there's Brendan James off. Brendan James has gone off the road. I can't click on his name because he's fallen through the field. Oh, Brendan James has gone off the road, but Gillone, another one of his absolutely meteoric starts, sees him in the lead. Jameson too. Oh, look at Powell. Jason Powell up into 4th position. 2 or nearly 3 wide now, coming into Surtees. Powell ahead Brendan Van Heeden. Mole is right in there as well. Mole is slotting right behind Brendan Van Heeden now. It's scream on down through Pilgrim's Drop, heading towards Hawthorns for the first time in anger. Other than Brendan James, it looks like everybody has made it through. Still lots of squabbling going on. And once again, oh no, that's not a great line there for Jason Powell. That's either going to be a penalty or he's going to have to slow that one down. Brendan is really looking to try and capitalise on that. Oh, but look at Jameson! Nearly pushing Andrew Gello as they come through Sterling's. Then towards the end of the lap, Stu Neal is really hustling well. Someone was off the road. Didn't quite see who that was. Brendan James is taking it even worse. He's managed to get himself a penalty. How has he managed that? 3 seconds for Brendan James, 2 for Jason Powell. Oh, we did see him bounce over the apex a little bit hot. Lots of sideways going on. We've had all night pretty much. So Jay, oh no, Aaron Large has fallen. Aaron Large has fallen to the tail of the field. Jay Daniels is, well, it looks a little more pedestrian than some units, but Stu Neal though is hustling. You can't actually see Andy Gillon. I wondered if Andy Gillon had disappeared for a second. So I couldn't see the BMW at all. But he's definitely there. Stu Neal is right there as well. If these two come together. Just 0.3 of a second separates the top two. Stu Neal is there in case it all comes to tears. Jason Powell, there he is, just coming into the shot a little bit on his own there. And if these three continue to fight like this, it could bring Jason Powell into it. Jump over with Gary Cuba. Look at Scrap, he's got ahead of him. That's fourth. To include Jason Powell, who is the car is separated at the top of the field from this group. Just realistically 5th or 11th. In the Scrap, and that's Carl Benson running a bit wide. He's on the road. Oh, all the showboating there from Gary Cooper. I'm keeping a firm eye on Stu Neal. He could really play a part in this top 3 battle. Over the line. Top 3 in 29. That's Stu Neal, the quickest of the 3. Gillard is more keeping his eye on that very bright green medal behind him. Here comes Stu Neal now closing right in on Alex Jameson. Stu Neal's had pace all night long, it seems. As Brendan Van Heeden and Aaron Large come into the pits, Brendan's bad luck has revisited him sadly. And has put him into the pits. Here comes Stu Neal, look at this! Stu had a great exit from Graham Hill, bending out and tucks himself way into the rear wing of Alex Jameson's green Renault. There's Jason Powell. He's going to need these three to really slow each other down for him to be able to get involved in this top 3. Here we go, into Hawthorns for the top 3. Jameson, yeah, I think that was more a distraction tactic. I highly doubt that Jameson was sighting up a move in the Westfield there, but he could have done. By the way, he didn't get into it, now into Sheen. Absolutely in the tyre tracks of Andrew Gillow, and Andy defending the inside line into Sterling. Well, that's going to get Stu Neal the run. Here we go, heading down towards Clark. Is Stu Neal going to try and dive on the inside? No, he's so... Oh no, he's going to nudge the back of Jameson. No real harm done there. But that's actually going to put Stu Neal out of rhythm a little bit, and Andy Gillone has got a penalty. I didn't actually see how he managed that. It's a 2-second penalty for Andrew Gillone. That could really drastically change how this finishes. I didn't really see how he did that. Oh no, Stu Neal has ploughed into the back of Alex Jameson. And quite rightly, he's letting Jameson back through, but that's going to cost Alex Jameson the opportunity to attack Andy Gillone, and now he's going to have to go straight back on the defensive against Stu Neal. Oh dear, Brendan James brought his car into the pits. What on earth was that? I guess it was just a misjudgment there from Stu Neal. Didn't anticipate where Alex Jameson was going to break. I think Stu Neal must have just gone in too hot. Can't imagine Jameson was early on the mix there. Look at this lot though. Quinton Jones a little bit off the back of Carl Benson, who's been overtaken by Gary Cooper. roof now. We'll be able to see the entire pack in this. It's still 5th, well, it's 5th to 12th now. Still lots of scrambling going on. That's the view. Oh, is that someone off here? That's Jurka Sturber that's gone off. He's done the right thing, staying out of harm's way. It's cost him a lot of positions, but he hasn't tried to rejoin too quickly. Jurka Sturber is now right off the gate of Carl Benson. Following that issue, that's the view from the check. You can really unsettle the car if you clout the apex and Clark too hard. Sturber, he's going to come into the inside line. Is he coming towards Panago Ben? Oh, he's coming into Sturber. He's got really released quickly at the braking. Carl Benson just, well, the move was done. And there's Quinton Jovito trying to get involved. Oh, Studios made a mistake. Or he wasn't able to keep up with Alex Jameson. Either way, Alex is now back on Gillone's case. And that 2-second penalty for Andrew Gillone. I think he's probably just hoping he'll only drop him behind Jameson. That's assuming Jameson doesn't pick up one for himself. Hasn't done yet. Now this pack is beginning to break up a little bit, as we can see, and there's Jurka Sturber side by side with Carl Benson coming into turn 5 into Hawthorne's Ben. This quickly, still committed to that inside line. What's the inside from Westfield? And can't do it. Carl Benson well defended. I think he's back in the pits again. Oh dear, oh dear. And now Quinton Jovito is sending up. Oh dear, that's trouble for Carl Benson. He's slowed down and lost a couple of positions there. He outdone himself on one of the turns up there. Mark Kelly on the back of Roy Grassi, who's on the back of David Mole. There's fights going on everywhere, as is the custom. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Eden's luck doesn't seem to stay consistently good, does it? The front runner in the Clio Cup actually. Just for some of the races. Jameson continuing to push Jameson along. They're beginning to drop Stu Neal now. It's going to play into the hands of Andy Gillone. Kelly continuing to put the pressure on Roy Grassi. One off the back a little bit of David Mole now. Still in the middle of nowhere because, no man's land to throw Chandler anyone. Again, a 4-second penalty for Jason Runner. 33-second penalty for Gary Cooper. Doesn't want to be outdone by anybody. Oh, there's a change of position there. That's Quinton. Yeah, I think Quinton and Carl Benson there. Oh, he's gone off a bit for the worse on that one. Look at Mark Kelly keeping the pressure on Roy Grassi for 6th position. Who in turn is keeping Dave Mole company. Oh, it's a good exit from Clark from Mark Kelly. Has he got the run on Gary Cooper? Oh no, Roy Grassi rather no. Clark comes to the inside. Roy's already got that one covered. He wants the inside line on David Mole, but no, the German shuts the door. Not having any of that. Up towards Druids once again. Another tyre smoke there from Jason Powell. No change of position yet. Tyre smoke there from Grassi. Feeling the pressure now from Mark Kelly. He's having a pretty good run this time. Tobio and his teammates right behind him. Again, it's a great night for Tobio. He's fairly decent runner, although just as I say that, he gets into a bit of trouble at Surtees. Front two as they were. Huge amount of damage on Alex Jameson's car following that impact between himself and Stu Neal. Alex just needs to sit there now. He knows he doesn't need to challenge for the lead. That penalty on Gillone. Although he's keeping the pressure on though. Jameson, have a look at the inside. Oh no, he's obviously not going to go for that. He wants to do the overtake on track though. Over the line once again. We only have 4.5 minutes of the race to go. Less than a tenth between the two. Jameson goes to the inside line and Gillow doesn't challenge it. No point really. Jameson really has had amazing pace. Although Gillow is not one to turn an opportunity down when it's presented. Just needs to keep the gap between himself and Stu Neal in check. Now, Jameson could play the tactic here and slow Gillen down. Oh, there's more penalties further down. Jurgen Sturbers has lost position to Gary Cooper. Kelly still in an argument with Roy Gracie. Toby Owen looks like he's falling into the clutches of Gary Cooper and Jurgen Sturber now. So battle for 8, a three-way battle for 8 and a three-way battle for 5th. Still raging on. Still keeping Jameson company. But again, I think Gillow's just going to sit there. If Jameson disappears, as we've lost Brendan James from the race, unfortunately. That's a shame. For a decent qualifying for the newcomer. Alas, wasn't able to do that. There's Stu Neal now. At the moment, Stu Neal will inherit second position from Andy Gillow, but so close. And Stu Neal will know that. You know, Stu's had some decent pace all night as well. I wonder if he made a mistake somewhere that's actually dropped him to where he is, because he was right in that mixture to start with. What's happened here? This pack seems to have completely decimated. Kelly, David Mole. Who have they lost? They've lost one from their fight. There's Toby Owen. Oh, hello, Gary Cooper. Oh, Roy Gracie. He's down in 11th. He's had a big off somewhere. Doesn't look like he's damaged, but he's had an off somewhere. Oh, and Studio's made a mistake somewhere. He's lost half a second on the top two. That could deny him the podium. And it does look like Alex James has now decided to wiggle his right foot a little bit more. Still a 2-second penalty for Gillow. And now it looks like Alex James is beginning to stretch his legs up front. Still now third, Jason Powell in 4th. He's carrying a 4-second penalty, which will drop him at the moment behind David Moll, who has got Mark Kelly still coming, but Mark's falling a little bit off the back of David Moll. That battle for 5th position was beginning to fade. He's still on though. Toby Owen, Gary Cooper and Jurgen Sturber continuing their fight for 7th position. Gary looks very, very defensive coming out of turn 9. And Jurgen Sturber not able to capitalise on that, but Gary is all kind of crossed up going into the paddock hill then. Just a whole bit of tyre smoke there from Mark Kelly. As they continue down the hill, Jurgen Sturber trying to position himself on an outside maneuver, coming into Grand Hill bend, doesn't pull off this time. Doesn't look set to try and pounce at any moment. Alex Jameson, he is now a second, 1.2 clear of Andy Gillow. Penalty check, 2 for Gillow, 4 for Powell, 1 for Moll, 38 now for Gary Cooper, 2 for Sturber, 3 for Shobito, 1 for Grassi, 4 for Daniels. Three-way scrap continuing now. Jameson won't beat the flag, so this is going to be the run to the line. And there it is. Your winner for the final race of the Pro Lobby is going to be the champion, Alex Jameson, followed home by Andy Gillow. Looks like he has overcome his penalty to retain that second position. Stu Neal takes the third podium spot. Very nice effort there. There comes Jason Powell in 4th. Does he? No, he hasn't beaten David Moll. He should inherit the... Oh no, David Moll had his own penalty, I beg your pardon. He's actually lost that 6th to Mark Kelly. So Mark Kelly, he loses the 5th position to Mark Kelly. Toby Owen in 7th position, one of the few that doesn't have a penalty. Jurgen Sturber 8. Quinton Shobito in 9th position. Roy Gracie 10. Gary Cooper is still falling to 11th with that third second penalty. Jay Daniels is going to cross the line in 12th. And Aaron Arch still going. Brendan, it's gone horribly wrong for you, sir. But here comes Aaron Arch. Brendan's just having a Sunday drive now. Oh, sorry, my friend, but I end up having to point the camera in because no one else is running. Aaron Arch, yep, that car has seen better days. Crosses the line nonetheless, takes home 13th position. And, yeah, let's say Brendan's on another issue, or maybe just stopped to pick some blackberries or something. Either way, he's just going to roll home. The wooden spoon for Mr. Van Eden. And there we go. The racing for tonight at Brands Hatch is done. Jameson taking the win for race number 3. Andy Gallone 2. Stu Neal in 3rd. Jason Powell 4th. Mark Kelly in 5th. David Moll 6th. Toby Owen 7th. Jurka Sterber in 8th. Quintus Chauvetot 9. Roy Grassi rounding out the top 10. Gary Cooper in 11th. I beg your pardon. Jay Daniels in 11th. Gary Cooper in 12th. Aaron Large 13. Brendan Van Heeden 14. And we lost Carl Benson and Brendan James in the course of the race. Oh my goodness me, what a night it has been. That has been absolutely stunning from our pro contingent. Few little knocks here and there, but again, no colossally major turn 1 or 2 incidents. And we have been joined by, here he is, it's the champion himself, race winner Alex Jameson.
Good evening.
Well, tonight has been a bit of a mixture for you again, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I just got caught up in some tussles in race 2, which set me back a bit. But yeah, on the whole, I think the pace was good for most of the evening. But just sort of found myself in situations where I wasn't really able to make the most of it.
Now, were you toying with Mr. Gillone at the end there, and then you decided to wiggle your big toe a little bit more to start to stretch away a gap, or were you really pushing him into a mistake?
So yeah, I saw he picked up the 2-second penalty, at which point I knew there wasn't any sort of need for me to try and pull off a risky overtake. He's really, really quick here, and that BMW is so fast in a straight line. To try to get alongside it on the run down to any corners is nearly impossible. So you have to really take a pretty risky move if you want to get by. So yeah, I was just holding back, waiting for an opportunity. I think eventually, I don't know whether he sort of let me past or sort of eventually managed to work my way past. But yeah, from there on, I think he didn't look like he was trying to attack again. I think he actually ended up bump drafting me to give me a boost down the wet straight to try and break the gap to Stu Neal. So yeah, but it ended up all right in race 3, thankfully.
So that is it for 2020. When we return next year, it's going to be Sportsland Sugo. What are your thoughts towards the Japanese wonder?
It's not a track I know well at all. I'm not actually even sure if I've ever driven on it. So I'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it will favour the Renault. I have no idea. I don't even know what the layout's like.
You're not alone. You will not be alone on that one. But
yeah,
have a good Christmas, and we will see you next year. Thank you very much, Alex Jameson.
Yes, thank you.
Now then, it's very rare we have this man. We've got Stu Neal in the box with us. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Well,
how's it going?
Didn't that all come together for you in the final race?
Eventually, yeah. It was just a shame. I messed up in race 1 massively because I got the rolling start, didn't I? That messed me up for that. So finally got there in the end for this race. So yeah, I gave Alex a bit of a tap on the brakes, but let him back pass because obviously it was a bit of a mistake on my part. But yeah.
You'll be sad to know that yes, I saw you do that, but even the greats make mistakes. It caught me a little bit by surprise. Were you just a bit too hot into Druids?
Yeah, what it was I was catching them both into Druids every lap, And on that lap, I thought, I'll just leave my brake in that little bit later. And it was just a little bit too much later.
Well, you achieved that, in fairness. But again, you started on the front row for race 1. So is Brands a strong track for you?
All the UK tracks are, to be fair. I've played Project Cars mainly on the Xbox, and I've only just migrated to the PC. But I've always liked the touring cars, and I've always liked the UK tracks, and I do race in real life. So I've raced on the real tracks in real life. So certainly I do favour the UK tracks over the foreign ones. What
do you race, and in what club do you race it in?
It's a Civic Type R. It's the Type R trophy.
Very nice, very nice. I will be commentating for the CSCC next year, and there's a few of those. There's a few Civics and a few Integras. Oh, they do make a nice noise.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
So then, Sugo for round number 7. Any thoughts towards that one?
I have driven round it a few times. Again, because it's not a UK track, it's not one of my favourites, but I'll give it a go.
Fair play to you. Well done for tonight. Didn't all pay off your way, but it was great to see you towards the sharper end, particularly towards the end of the night. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year. Thank you very much, Stu Neal.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Cheers.
No one else coming my way for a chat at the moment, which is absolutely fine. It's not mandatory. Most of the lobby has gone, as it happens, which is absolutely fine. I think now's as good a time to wrap it up as any other. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you on board. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Whilst of course all the COVID rules are completely changing, we do hope that you enjoy it as best you can and as safely as possible. We will be back, of course, in 2021. Straight off the bat, ready 3rd of January. It's going to be Sportsland Sugo. It's going to catch a lot of people unawares. It's not a comedy racetrack, but it is something that is going to generate some incredible racing, I have no doubt. Stay safe, everybody, and we will see you next year. Until then, thank you very much, and good night.